Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Putin ridicules the Europeans by telling something that is truthful. Telling the truth is the best lie. In this case, Vladimir Putin calls out the Western threats. And that is in relation to, if you remember, Kaja Kallas, the foreign minister nowadays of the European Union, former Prime Minister of Estonia, 1.4 million people. Big promotion for an infantile, which is Kaja Kallas, from 1.4 million people, Estonia, to about 450 million people, the European Union. For this kind of baboon, that's a big tree out there. So what's going on here? Putin was asked what he makes out of the threats that these guys in the European Union make to potential leaders who would travel to Moscow to celebrate the 80th anniversary of the Second World War, ending the Second World War, the defeat of Nazi Germany, which I think it's a fantastic thing that shows you at least more that you're not a Nazi. If you celebrate the defeat of your ideology, that means puts you at least factually in a category outside of that. But if you want someone not to attend these celebrations of defeating the Nazi, puts you closer to the ideology that was defeated in 1945. Not the ideology, but some people who upheld the ideology, believed in the ideology. So what do we have here? I'm going to show you Putin's answer to a question regarding that issue. Now, I've been saying many things in these videos, but often I said that if you make a threat or a blackmail or you draw a line in the sand, you must be ready to back it off. You have to do something in case the other person decides to cross it. Again, I always say if you criticize something and you don't do anything about it, don't even bother criticizing. And I'm still, I have to say, not surprised, but amused when I hear adults not even realizing that. Adults who keep talking, but then I say, okay, did you do anything to change the condition? And they look at you like you spoke of a foreign language or something. All right, so let me show you this article. And this comes from International Affairs. I don't care where this comes from. My point is it something that Putin said? And that is something that he said. I found it in a different article a while ago. Nevertheless, this is from the 22nd of April, 2025. This is what Vladimir Putin says. This is the title. And I'm quoting, "To issue threats, one needs to have the proper tools to act on them. This is number one. Number two, you have to be ready to use these forces and means. Does any European official have any of that? I'm not sure." And I will, look at this guy right here. And I will show you the entire quote of the answer. Vladimir Putin answered to media questions on the 21st of April. And that is somewhere down here. And this is the question. "Mr. President, how do you feel about the fact that European officials are issuing threats to the European leaders who are planning to come to Moscow on May 9th, the victory day for the Russians?" Vladimir Putin answers, "To issue threats, one needs to have the proper tools to act on them." That's correct, otherwise you're going to be caught in a bluff, and that's very embarrassing and hurtful sometimes. This is number one. Number two, you have to be ready to use these forces and means. Yes, that means you have to be ready, otherwise don't make them. And the question is, does any European official have any of that? He says, "I'm not sure. If the potential of the countries standing behind them, the threats, the officials, is limited to 1 million or 1.3 million people, and they are calling to continue the war to the last Ukrainian, it begs questions as to whether they are truly thinking that and whether they are in their right mind when they propose something like that." So he said, when they don't have the means and they make those threats, are they normal? I mean, or are you going to go ahead? What do you think will happen next? And he continues, and I'm going to quote him again. However, I think that those who are planning to come to Russia, this is the leaders, have much more courage than those who are hiding behind someone's back, trying to threaten other people, especially those who are going to mark the historical feats of the people who gave their lives in the fight against Nazism. So when he says someone's back, so much courage than the ones who are hiding behind someone's back, trying to threaten other people. That could be Kaja Kallas. Those could be the Europeans who hide behind the Americans. Because he said you have no tools. You don't have even the means. Now, is that a fact? I think it is a fact. First, you have to understand, if you don't know it already, the European Union is not a monolith. It's comprised of many different interests and forces. And these interests sometimes do not coincide with Brussels orders. You can see Slovakia, you can see Hungary, for example. And there are some other ones who are keeping quiet. Sometimes Meloni, sometimes in Italy, dares to say certain things. But remember, this is not a monolith, as they try to make it like that. Now, Kaja Kallas, as I said, she's just immature, infantile, immature. That is, she has, in my direct experience with her statements, so it's not because I don't like her or I know her from the bar or something, not like that. But based on her statements, first, I don't think she has the knowledge. So she doesn't even have the knowledge. Then she doesn't have an understanding of the knowledge that she has. So she has, let's say you have an issue, Russia, and you don't know anything about Russian history, the Russian strategic positions, their interests. You don't know anything about it, geography and so on. How can you make a, how should I put it, knowledgeable, intelligent assessment of what's going on when you don't have the basics? You have three things. I have Bolshoi Theater, I have Anna Pugacheva, and I have Putin evil. And then, okay, let's think, what do we do here? With these three pieces of information, what kind of conclusion can you draw? A baboonish one. So this is Kaja Kallas. Not only that, from the knowledge that she should be fed by his advisors, whomever are around her, she should make a more, I don't want to say comprehensive because I hate that word, more logical, informed statements. And when she's left alone to speak on her own without a teleprompter, if she uses one, or just give answers, short answers, I understand by the way she answers, her analytical skills, the way she analyzes the question, she searches in her empty baggage of knowledge, and then she comes out with her deer stare. Putin bad, we have to attack, yes, and then goes the same as Justin Trudeau used to. The same things. We're Canadian, we're good people, everybody's bad, we have to defend our way of life. The same stereotypical garbage. So Putin is right. And I'm surprised that some people are surprised that this is, yeah, you have any means? No, sit down. It doesn't mean you can't talk, but you make threats? How are you going to threaten, let's say, I understand they threaten Vučić, the president of Serbia. Vučić says, I'm going to go anywhere. I'm going to go to Moscow anyway. I'm going to go to Moscow. They threatened Robert Fico, the prime minister of Slovakia. He said, I'm going to go anyway. Are they going to threaten Xi Jinping? They wouldn't dare. Why? These are small countries that they think they can push around. Kaja Kallas, I haven't heard her speaking, and I wouldn't be surprised if she would make threats to China. I mean, she's so unbelievably infantile that makes you, begs the question, how did she get the job? We are told in free societies that you are based on your abilities and meritocracy. Now, if those abilities that she doesn't have catapulted her to that position, that means those values, those qualities are qualities that we all have to teach in school nowadays. Because definitely, by her intelligence and knowledge, diplomacy, she should not have had that job whatsoever, far from having it. So that means those that we used to consider defects, I don't know, sucking something, leaking something, smiling, having her head always down, those that we consider in our civilization, I still hope, defects, now they're qualities. The problem is those qualities are not taught in school. They still tell us, the church, they still tell us the schools, be nice, tell the truth, meritocracy. That's a lie. Look at Kaya Kallas. How in the hell she's got that job? Obviously, if you don't see that, go and read some books. That's why, if you don't see that she's an empty head, that means you are an empty head, that you can't see she's not saying anything, she doesn't know shit. How can you appreciate my German level? If I just, speak, wie heißt du? Mein Name is, Tom Jones. Wie geht's? Oh my God, Emily is very fluent in German. What if I know only these three things, questions, or whatever, statements? If you don't know German, you can't assess me. Therefore, if you don't know anything about the subject and someone comes and sells you an idea about the subject, you say, oh my God, this guy's a genius. He's not a genius. You're an imbecile. That's why he's a genius. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.